Hello everyone, friends. In this video, I want to share a method of planting onion sets that's easier for people who have back pain or find it hard to squat down to plant each bulb. Today we won't be planting onion sets the usual way, but rather sowing them. So everything is pretty much the same as we're used to doing when planting, but there are still some differences. First of all, just to briefly repeat, friends, you use a marker string and make a furrow along it. I've already made the furrow. The depth of the furrow is about 1.5 to 2 onion diameters. So that's the exact planting depth for our onion sets. We've already sown one variety, Cupido. It's a good, very early variety, weighing about 140-150 grams. And now we're going to sow Stardust. This one is mid-early. So, after we've made the furrow, pay attention. If the soil is this dry, it's absolutely necessary to water the furrow after digging it, so that the onion sets are placed on moist soil before covering them. Onions really love moist soil, and it's in moist soil that they start to develop properly. Friends, after the moisture has been absorbed without bending over too much or especially squatting down, we simply start laying them out. Just like this, at a slight angle, we simply space them about 10 centimeters apart from each other. And note that it doesn't matter which side the onion bulb lands on, right, left, on its side, or if some get stuck in, it's absolutely not a problem. This is the method used to sow onions in the fields, and they always end up in the position we need. That is, the base will always face down and the sprout will point upward. Friends, this method is tried and true, and for millions of years onion sets have been planted in exactly this easy way. In fact, as the name Sevok suggests, you shouldn't really plant them the way we're used to, but rather sow them. That's exactly where the name comes from, the word to sow. We waste a lot of time and effort by squatting down and sticking in each onion bulb when we could quickly sow a large area by hand. You can also use seeders with holes of the appropriate diameter for this purpose. And again, the seeder won't be sticking them in. Some people even call this onion poke onion. But I don't agree, because after all, this is still Sevok onion, my friends. You can also use a seeder to sow it if you have a larger area. In 5 minutes. And if we had to stick each bulb in, well, not in every hole, sorry. If we had to stick in each and every onion bulb, we would get tired and end up doing 2 or 3 times less than what we just quickly managed to do now. So, we've scattered them. Well, let me do it quickly so as not to take up your time. And look, friends, this is also a very important point. Now everything is laid out and we start covering it up like this, covering it up. Alright, look. And then we press it down. In the field, right after the seeder, a roller follows. The roller slightly compacts the soil, presses it down. But since we don't have a roller, of course, we just tamp it down with our foot. And what happens below the surface? Let's imagine this is the covered onion. It settles a bit into the moist soil, gets compacted under the weight. Well, you can use a hoe, really, whatever is convenient. The main thing, this is very important, is to tamp it down to do this rolling or pressing. So friends, this is the method that, I repeat once again, will significantly preserve your health and your precious time, especially in early spring when there is so much other work to do in the garden. I hope that many of you will like and find this method useful. And don't worry, no matter which side this onion falls on now, it will always end up standing the way nature intended. Thank you for your attention. All the best to you. Goodbye until we meet again.